Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what's being discussed right now could be one of the most explosive moves in the NFL this offseason. Rumors are swirling that the Dallas Cowboys might be willing to part ways with CeeDee Lamb, and the Washington Commanders could be the team to benefit the most from this potential blockbuster trade. According to reports from Adam Schefter and some recent social media hints, Dallas is considering trading Lamb to Washington for a package that includes a first-round pick in 2026, a second-round pick in 2027, and a young cornerback. Now I know what you're thinking. What could possibly motivate such a move? Well, the Cowboys are in a tough spot right now. They're sitting at 7-8, and their offense has been stagnant, averaging just 22 points per game. Plus, with Dak Prescott aging, Dallas might be thinking long-term, trying to rebuild and get cap relief, especially after a somewhat inconsistent 2025 season. The potential deal would be a seismic shift in the NFC East landscape, and for Washington fans, it could spell a new chapter of contention. But let's break down what this could mean in terms of gameplay, team dynamics, and playoff aspirations. First, CeeDee Lamb, at just 26 years old, is one of the league's most explosive wide receivers. Over his 6 seasons, he's accumulated 565 receptions, over 300 yards and 38 touchdowns. His yards per reception sit at a solid 13-0, and he's been a 3-time Pro Bowler with an average PFF grade of 85.2, which is top tier. This season alone, up until Week 14, Lamb has been absolutely electric. In 12 games, he's caught 69 passes for 27 yards and 3 touchdowns. His average yards per catch is nearly 15, and he's been a major deep threat, averaging nearly 15 yards per reception. His EPA per target sits at 0.35, and he's gained over 400 yards after the catch, showing that he's not just a deep threat but also a yards-after-catch monster. Despite missing some time with a shoulder injury in Week 4, Lamb returned to full strength, and his performance has been nothing short of elite. His PFF grade for 2025 is sitting at 79.4, and he's outperformed some of the league's top receivers in efficiency after the catch, surpassing players like Higgins. It's clear that Lamb is not just a good receiver, he's a game changer. Now, why would Dallas trade him? Well, they're facing cap pressures with around $23 million in cap space available, but they need to address their offensive line and give extensions to key players like Micah Parsons. The idea of paying Lamb upwards of $32 million a year in a transitional phase might seem risky, especially since they've already traded away assets like Cooper to free up cap space, which has left some gaps in their passing game. There's a real concern that without Lamb, their offense could regress significantly, and they might be better off accumulating draft capital for a rebuild around Prescott, who's showing signs of decline. Here's where Washington comes into the picture. Right now, the Commanders are at 4-11 and struggling offensively, especially with a defense giving up around 28 points per game. Adding Lamb to the mix would immediately elevate their attack to another level. Imagine the impact he could have paired with Terry McLaurin, who, while talented, has been limited to an average of 2.5 yards per route run this season. Lamb's explosive ability would create mismatches all over the field. He's capable of netting over 200 yards in 2026, and his addition would boost the offense's EPA per pass by more than 20%, especially with a quarterback like Sam Howell, who's shown flashes of brilliance but needs that extra weapon to really unlock his potential. Lamb's presence would also open up opportunities for other playmakers. Jahan Dotson, for instance, would benefit from the attention Lamb draws, and the run game could see a slight uptick as well, with the added threat of a deep ball forcing defenses to respect the pass more. His addition could turn the Commanders' offense from a middle-of-the-road unit into a genuine threat that defenses have to game plan around. That's the kind of move that makes a team a playoff contender, especially in a division that's historically been a roller coaster of talent and coaching. And let's not forget the long-term implications. If the Commanders manage to land Lamb, it's not just about 2024 or 2025. It's about setting the stage for sustained success. His ability to generate big plays, over 22% of his receptions this season have resulted in significant yardage, would be vital in close games, especially against division rivals like the Eagles or Giants. The Eagles, for example, with their formidable defense, PFF grade 84.0 this season, would find it much harder to contain a receiver of Lamb's caliber. His YAC, yards after catch, ability means that he can turn short plays into explosive gains, a crucial element in tight playoff battles. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl odds. Right now, the Commanders are huge underdogs with plus 20-0 odds to win Super Bowl LX. But if they manage to acquire Lamb, those odds could significantly improve. Some projections suggest they could drop to around plus 50. That's a massive jump, and it makes them a dark horse contender in the NFC. The NFC itself could see a shift in power, with Lamb boosting the division's overall competitiveness. The Eagles, with Brown, saw their Super Bowl odds jump from plus 10-0 to plus 2,500 after acquiring him in 2022. A similar boost for Washington could turn the tide in their favor, especially if Howell continues to develop and the team builds around him. In the playoffs, Lamb's ability to create big plays, especially YAC, would be a game-changer. His presence on the field would elevate the Commanders' chances of winning close games, and that's critical when you're trying to break a playoff drought that's been ongoing since 1991. The added offensive firepower could make all the difference in key moments, giving Washington a real shot at making a deep run. Plus, his impact in the red zone would be a nightmare for defenses, providing a reliable target in clutch situations. Of course, this isn't just about what Lamb can do on the field. It's about what it signals for the franchise. A move like this would be a bold statement. Washington is serious about competing now and in the future. It would turn heads around the league, showing that they're willing to make bold moves to elevate their roster. For fans, it's a shot of adrenaline, a reason to believe that better days are ahead. It's about reclaiming that sense of excitement, that belief that the team is on the cusp of something special. So what's the bottom line? If the Cowboys are really considering trading CeeDee Lamb, and if Washington can land him, this could be the kind of trade that defines an era. It's a move that could push the Commanders into playoff contention, challenge the division's powerhouses, and maybe even set them up for a deep Super Bowl run. The NFL is a league of moments, and this could be one of those defining moments for the Commanders, an opportunity to rewrite their story and finally bring the franchise back to the big stage. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Lamb is the missing piece that could transform this team? Or do you think it's too risky to give up the future assets for a player who might not be enough on his own? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and I can't wait to see what happens next.